Hello, YouTubers. Joe Kersey and Paul Bennett here on Friday, January 30th, 2015 at 13:15 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Now, we had a bit of an adventure today, although not that much of an adventure. Paul had to go to the doctor, his orthopedic guy, for a little checkup, actually.
Yeah. They photographed it.
They took
I
it.
even got a pic. I kept a picture. He was walking around with.
They gave him a copy of the X-ray.
It was laying on the table beside me. I picked it up.
This is
Okay, where is it? Over here. Okay, this white line going. The white. Where? I'm on the wrong side. Okay. You can see a white line here. That's not the brake. The brake goes.
watch that coat near that computer.
Yeah. The brake goes. It's still not.
This is making me very nervous. Let's get that down off the table. Got it? Yeah. But we don't need to have a 75-cent Diet Coke fuck up a $4,000 machine. That's all it is.
Well, see this cross line here? Okay, only. Well, if you look at how this white line is here, if you would go the other way, angle up the other way, down, from this point, if I can get it to do it, going up in an angle to the outside. That's where the hairline fracture is.
Hairline fracture is really not the proper term.
Or the crack.
No. He actually has dislodged the entire tip of his fibula, but it was non-displaced for the most part. So this ain't a hairline fracture by any stretch of the imagination. If you look here, you do this, ignore these white lines. What you see here is a disruption of the cortex here. There's a step off, there's a disruption of the cortex here, and then the fragment. And so the fracture line goes right through here. And indeed, there's a slightly widened space here, but this area here called the ankle mortise, the tibia basically is the main bone in your ankle. The fibula is just kind of window dressing. If you've got your deltoid ligament over here intact and this thing hasn't been shifted about and the tibia hasn't been disrupted, basically, short of this thing lying off outside the body somewhere, it's you're going to do okay. Now it'll take you a while to do okay, but you're going to do okay. So this orthopedic guy, he's a heck of a nice guy. I like him. Said essentially, you're going to heal now. I mean, right. We know you're going to heal. We don't need to really worry about anything else. And so essentially it was good news, except I was a bit surprised. He said he wanted you to stay off work for another 4 weeks. I thought maybe he'd send you back after 2 weeks.
Right. Well, he's telling me to keep the boot on at least till the end of February. And he's going to see me on the 19th of February. And he'll let me know more there as to what's going on.
Yeah.
And he told different exercise stuff to do with it. And he said,
He didn't say about weight bearing though, did he?
no. He said take it off more often. He said I can start sleeping without it.
He said without it.
Yeah, I can start sleeping without it some. But as long as I put it on when I'm getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he didn't say about weight bearing, but clearly, he said you could stand on it.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to do this and do that. I'm supposed to take my foot and pretend I have an ink pen between my. Have an ink pen like here between my big toe and the toe beside it. And he said, pretend you're writing the ABCs. And you said, write the ABCs. He said, do it like you're writing.
Of course, I was sitting here and I wanted to say, what would you do if he were Arabic? How would you have him write the Arabic and go left to right? Or,
Yeah, right to left.
Yeah, right to left.
Yeah. Whatever.
But I didn't. I restrained myself. Well, so I mean that's
because he said if I do that on my own, then I will not have to go in and do physical therapy.
Well, tell him about the pain evaluation.
You gotta give me a grip on the press and where the brake supposedly is.
Well, it is.
And you want to know if it hurt. And I said no. He said, well, I'm doing it. I'm doing it hard, and I'm like, you did?
Well, I mean, he obviously there's degrees of hard. I mean, and he was trying to actually. Paul illustrated very well when we got home. He squeezed my hand, and at the top of my hand, and he said, "Did I think that was hard?" I said, "Well, that's certainly getting up toward what I would call a hard, applying the thumb there." And he,
because he was pushing on the bone.
Yeah, and you said that you didn't really bother you much. It didn't bother you at all, really.
No.
Yeah. And then you demonstrated again a second time on me. Only you squeezed much less hard.
Right, because the less hard thing that I did the second time is what it actually felt
like when he
what
did
he
it.
was doing.
When he did it,
right.
saying it was very hard.
So,
yeah.
Well, I put hard pressure on there.
Well, and
myself, you did.
His point was that since Paul basically doesn't feel much pain with this at all, just, now at all.
Guy, if you shake hands with the guy grips you harder than what he gripped my ankle and pressed on.
Really? Then, in terms of how you perceived it at your ankle?
His handshake is more firmer than what he did on my. I perceived that he did on my ankle.
Well, he's got a fairly manly handshake, but I wouldn't call it a particularly hard grip.
No, but I'm just saying it was more firmer than what he did on the down there.
Okay. Well, anyway, so since Paul basically has to sort of go back hammer and tongs right from the get-go, he said, you need to stay off work another 4 weeks, and so.
Or maybe not. He'll decide on the 19th.
Well, he said, but it'll take about a week to get all that authorization through all the sort of the work processing stuff to let you then actually go back to work. Yeah. So if he sees you in 3 weeks, you can go back to work in 4 weeks, maybe. If he sees you in 4 weeks, you wouldn't get back to work till 5 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Until 1st of March.
Yeah. So that's where it stands.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and then we ran out.
I'd like to go back soon.
Well, I know you would. I don't blame you. Then we ran. Paul had to write had written an insurance check, and so we ran it over the post office, so it wouldn't have to sit out in the mailbox. And chance the vicissitudes of people trolling through mailboxes, or the wind, or any moisture that might come down. Although today's for a pretty dry day.
And it snowed a little.
Yeah, it snowed a little bit this morning, but not anything to mount to anything. It was a lot easier to get off the front porch today. Well, once he took his little scooter with him, which.
Yeah,
Well, I know you got to show the flag with that.
Brian likes to see it.
Yes. Well, you're paying for it. Well, somebody's paying for it.
Yeah. Well, between me and
which sort of means you're paying for.
One of the
you're paying for some of it anyway.
Yeah. I'm chipping in on it.
Oh, tell them about your little impromptu sale out there, outside the doorway to this clinic. This.
Okay, I'm smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes a day again. So he goes to get the truck. I'm sitting outside the building and I'm having a smoke. Got all these people pulling apart. They're going in the building. And they get out of their cars and they go, "Oh, please, we have a cigarette. We're not supposed to be smoking. They don't want us to smoke anymore. And we're having a nicotine fit." "Sure, I'll give you one." No, we're going to buy them. So, I mean, $2.
Well, you made $1.30.
Well,
Since the cigarettes cost 35 cents each, you made a profit of $1.30.
Anyway, I sold a couple. Hey, come on, they're senior citizens.
Your connection, their connection. They found their connection outside.
Hey,
Orthopedic
the
Doc.
one said, "My son smokes, but he won't even share with me."
Oh, it's terrible. Denies his mother a smoke.
He's a mean one, isn't he? And she said, "Yeah, in a way." I said, "Well, look," I said, "if you go and you sneak and buy a pack," I said, "don't buy them in the grocery store because they charge you $2 more than they do at the gas station." She said, "That's why he's always going to the gas station." I said, "Yeah, you can get it for $5 and something at a gas station."
If you go
to
to
you
the
go
gas
in the grocery store, like Walmart or whatever, Kroger, Giant Eagle, they'll charge you $7 for a pack of cigarettes.
I only buy gas every 9 or 10 weeks, and I assure you, I haven't gone inside a gas station. And
that's because you do them card.
Yeah, let's see. Since my mother died, my mother's was October 4th, 2000. So I haven't been inside a gas station in 15 years. Well, 14 years, 14 and a half years.
The only time I do it on card, I better have no money in my wallet.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I got a 5% discount.
I go by what I have.
The card I use when I buy gas gives me a 5% discount on my purchase.
Anywhere you go?
Well, as long as I'm buying gas, yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm buying gas. That's a perk of AAA membership.
Oh, you do it on your AAA?
On the AAA card, the Visa credit card that's issued by AAA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's a good deal. It pays.
Mine's not through.
Pays for about half of the
petrol.
The membership price each year.
Oh.
So, the savings.
Well, mine's through the bank. It's not through AAA.
I know, and my one through the bank. I get a 1% off on stuff anyway. But the bank's card too. Well, hell, it's you buy. I saved $40 on this computer when I bought it.
Okay.
Yeah. $40 is $40.
But it should have gave you more off on it, considering how the other one.
Oh no.
died
This
so
was
soon.
a new machine. This is what I'm using now was a brand new machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Let's see. So we ran around. We got home. We stopped and checked out the electric meter because at the corner house. Because,
because they're saying we're using
because
electricity.
yeah, they said that I'd used like almost 200 kilowatts of electricity up that house last month, and of course I hadn't because the power switched off inside at the main breaker.
Did you write the numbers down
What numbers?
that you read off the meter?
Oh yeah, I've already written the letter to AEP.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an ongoing problem with them. I mean, if they save any of the correspondence, of which there's been 3 other sets of correspondence, one thing I didn't do this time was photograph the meter and print off a photograph of the meter to send.
Showing that the wheel is not moving.
Yeah. Well, you can't. Well, it's still a photograph. You can't see if the wheel's moving or not, but you can see the numbers on the meter, and you include like a dated thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. From like you might print off the face page of the Wall Street Journal with the day's date on it, and then you hold it up there in the same picture and establish it.
Okay.
But I didn't want to go to all that trouble this time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we waxed long here. And so we'll say bye-bye, YouTube.
Yeah, talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye, YouTube.